Howdy, Joe DeSanto here. In this video I'm going to talk a little bit about contribution rates, the recommended contribution rates like savings rates for retirement for people in their 20s or later, for people in their 40s and 50s, and what should savers target as their retirement goal. Well, in terms of a savings rate, like a percentage of your income, I'm not a fan of any general rule about you should save this much percentage of your income at this age or whatever. What I am a fan of is doing the actual math on exactly how much you need to save every year and how much that investment return that savings needs to make in order for you to get to a retirement goal. I actually have a course that includes a spreadsheet and the whole process of doing this. So this way, we're not just guessing, a percentage of our income and hoping it works out. We're saying, actually, let's figure out how much we need and how much we need to save every year. What percentage of my income is that? And then that should be your percentage. The problem there, of course, is especially when you're younger, you're not making a lot of money. It takes a while to build up your income. And when you do this kind of math, the truth is it shows that you do have to be pretty aggressive in your savings from, early on. So you might not be able to put as much as your plan needs aside because your income is so low. So at that point, you have to be tracking your income and expenses, you have to be doing a budget, and you have to be making every effort to get as close to that savings rate that you need every year through a thoughtful budgeting process. When you do that, now you continue to look at your plan throughout the years and say, hey, I didn't put aside as much as I needed to in those early years, but now I'm making more. Maybe I need to accelerate now. And if I look at my plan, my spreadsheet, and I pump in the fact that I'm going to now increase my savings to 20% of my income to this much per year, does that get me to my goal? And so every year you look at this plan, and this is a spreadsheet you'll keep honestly for 40 years, and you'll look at it once a year, and you'll say, how much should I get in? Was it enough? If it was, great. If it wasn't, what do I now have to increase my percentage of to catch up? You don't want to be catching up in your 50s and 60s. That doesn't leave you a lot of room for investment growth to compound. But the truth of the matter is that a lot of people don't get much savings done in their 20s and 30s and 40s, and they are making the most money that they've made in their 50s. And at that point, you can look at your plan and say, geez, I need to go into turbo drive, and I need to be saving 30% of my net income, 40% of my net income, and really go for the gold here in these last, this decade of work in my 50s because I'm making enough money. You can't make those kinds of educated decisions without the plan, without doing the math. So it's hard for me to support any arbitrary amount. I mean, any savings is good, but any savings is not going to necessarily be good enough. Now, in terms of making that plan, you do have to set a retirement nest egg goal, and then you can, map out the road to that particular number. That number, a starting point for that number is 25 times the annual income you think you'll need in retirement. That's like a decent starting place. And I won't go into all the details as to why that is an accurate number, but I do have that information on my website. There's an article called The Financial Independence Roadmap that explains that. And then my course, which actually is coming out in an updated form just in a couple weeks, it's called The Financial Independence Roadmap 2.0 Masterclass. Fully updated, tons of great info, answers this questions and so many more questions in and around this topic to help you best plan for your future, whatever decade of your life you're in. Okay, talk to you later.